Continuation with the principles of effective use of OHBs. Use appropriate masking strategies. Reveal transparencies only when it is required. Explain clearly and concisely. So always mask one point after the another. So only display the relevant point that is being explaining. So remaining all the points has to be masked off. Otherwise, student will get distracted in reading the next points or taking down or completing the notes. So all these aspects students will be busy. So to prevent that, what you have to do is that you have to mask all other points, only put the point what you are explaining. Switch on the OHB only while showing the transparency to the audience. Don't keep it open. So only when you are presenting through the content, you can also switch on the OHB. Otherwise, you can switch off and take the classes. Overheating of the bulb may blow it off. Switch off when placing transparencies on table, removing the transparencies, explaining the concept or idea. So it is very important thing that to have a good life for this OHB machine, we should not overheat it, because during the time of only the time of presentation you can switch on this OHB. Other time you can switch it off. Like for you can switch off while placing the transparencies, while removing, while explaining the content. So all these times no need of switching on this OHB. So you can switch off all these times and you can do it. Otherwise the bulb life will lose. And this bulb that is using in this OHB machine is little costly. So to increase the lifespan of this bulb, that is and the machine life, we can switch off these OHBs during unnecessary time of presentations. Use pointer to indicate, preferably on transparencies rather than on the screen. So that is very important. While you are presenting with the help of this OHB, the transparencies, don't point on to the projected screen. Rather than that, you keep a pointer onto the transparencies and that has to be projected onto the screen. So don't get confused. Sometimes we can see some presenter or teachers use a pointer onto the screen and they will be pointing. So that is not the right point of taking the pointing a class. Always keep a pointer towards the transparencies and that has to be projected onto the screen. Do not move the OHB when the bulb is switched on, as the filament of the bulb may break due to jerks during shifting. So that is another wrong thing that happened during the handling thing. So once the OHB is on and few student is saying, or last benches are saying that the projected screen is not clear. So without switching off the OHB, you should not move this OHB machine. That will cause a filament of the bulb to break. So always, if there is some kind of issue in projection image clearing, always switch off the OHB, move it and correctly, then switch on and see. Otherwise, the life of the OHB will lose. When the content presented by the transparencies during the presentation consume more than 3 to 4 minutes, switch off the OHB while giving oral explanations or providing clarifications to the learners. So always see that if unnecessary time during the time of explanation, see that you should not switch on these OHBs for longer time. See that it has to be switched off while giving explanation to the class. Next part is what are the advantages of OHPs. It helps the students in sequential learning when the technique of progressive disclosure is used. As I told, we are using the masking of the content one after the other. That helps the students for a sequential learning. So that is a very good point. Always keep, and when the presenter is taking the class, see that only a point that is explaining has to be projected. That gives a sequential learning. It can be used with other aids more easily. So any type of aids can be used along with this OHPs. So it can be handled and control is there with the presenter itself. So it can be easily handled. Teacher can have a constant interaction with the class. There is no switching off light, there is no need of switching off or diminishing the lights. So face-to-face interaction is possible when the teacher is taking the class with the help of this OHPs. Can be used in normally lighted room, hence the student can take down the notes and teacher can observe students' interactions. The equipment is quite cheaper than any other projected aid. So it is most cheapest and effective aid that is commonly used in a classroom. It saves lot of class hours because there is no complicated procedures. Only thing is that we need a current, we need bright light in the class, that's all. It can be easily displayed. So there is no technical issues that can happen, so we can save the time. Operation of OHP is easy. It does not involve any complex technologies. It can be used for large group of students. Okay, so it's about the advantages, and only disadvantage is that electric power consumption is high, and another thing is that if we are not handled properly, there is a chance of bulb filament to be broken off, and if it get overheated also, the bulb can blow off. So only in that cases the bulb that is used in OHP is costly. Otherwise, if we are handling it correctly, the lifespan of OHP can be maintained for longer time. So this is all about OHP, how to use it and how to handle the OHPs. I hope it is clear. Thank you all.